Good morning. Welcome to GSC Live Mornings. It's Friday, June 12th, day 91 in this Stay Safe time together. Thank you for joining me, members of Good Shepherd Lutheran Church and friends far and wide. My coffee this morning I poured it into a cup given to me just last night by some dear friends. Dear friends, what makes dear friends? Um, Perhaps a shared experience, a shared meaningful experience. In this case, yes. We had a very shared, meaningful experience back in January uh, as we took a trip, an immersion experience together at our southern border to learn firsthand what we could about what's going on at the southern border. So much to talk about there. Not this morning. Anyway, this cup comes from Mineola Lutheran Church. And the statement on this cup, perhaps it's their mission statement: a faithful past, a hopeful future, our journey continues. Mineola Lutheran Church, north of Zumbrota, a lovely, vibrant church led by a young, vibrant pastor. I don't name names on here because this is so public. But anyway, thank you for this cup. Thank you for being my friends. This message: a faithful past, something we can depend upon and reflect upon. A hopeful future. We have hope because of our faith. Our journey continues. Our journey. My goodness. What's next? We've been asking that for weeks and weeks, perhaps all of these 3 months with this pandemic, when any thoughts that we had about a predictable future changed rather suddenly with this novel virus and this pandemic that has changed us in many, many ways. So how do we look at the future? Late last night, there was a gentleman featured on one of the news shows, and he said, I believe we're living in a very compressed period of history. There's so much going on right now, big stuff happening. And it's so compressed that what we do and how we react is very important because we will all be judged by history. And we want to be on the right side of history. I'm going to read to you this morning some words I feel that are helpful for how we take the next step into the future on our journey together. Psalm 32, verses 8 and 9. I will instruct you and teach you in the way that you should go. I will guide you with my eye. Do not be like horse or mule, which have no understanding, who must be fitted with bit and bridle, or else they will not stay near you. I'm going to read this little blurb about holding on and letting go. One summer, my father decided it was time for my younger cousin to learn how to ride a bike. My father persistently coached him through the tears so that he would get near and finally get on the bike. The instruction to ride a bike was made easier as my dad walked and held on to the handlebars while my cousin got into the rhythm of pedaling. As he got the hang of things, my father started walking faster, then jogging, and then finally running until the bike was going faster than my father. My cousin was thrilled by his speed and shouted, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, only to realize that my father's hand was no longer on the handlebars. In a moment of confusion, he looked back to see his uncle in the distance and then looked forward just in time to crash into a lamp post at the end of our sidewalk. Well, the next lesson focused on how to use the brakes. By grace, we have a God who will accompany us and teach us which way we should go. Although we may fall, we don't need to look back because God always holds us close and will never let us go. Words to think about. As we look ahead and go forward, we will have to take some risks. I truly hope that we carefully calculate those risks. using what information we have, what knowledge we have, using the good advice of other people that love humanity, that love each other, that love you and I, to guide us into this future. We'll have to take calculated risks. As I said at a memorial service earlier this week for a dear gentleman who had to, at an early age, learn how to take risks and how to take calculated risks in order to go forward in life. I suggest we think about the risks that God has taken with us and what went into God's calculations to give us the freedom that we have to go forward into our futures. God's calculation ended up with taking the ultimate risk of giving his son's life, very life, for each of us, so that we may be free to take the next step in faith, trusting God. That also includes many other things that are also taught to us. They've been taught to us by a very loving God who taught us to love him and love our neighbor, and then lets us go. Blessings to you as you go off into your day today.